Hello and welcome to Monday. We have some encouragement for you this morning about writing, and this morning we're going to be talking about writing stories. Phillip Pullman says, after nourishment, shelter, and companionship, stories are the thing we need most in the world. The older I get, the more I think this is true. We need stories. We need that human connection. Why are we fascinated with the royals? We love a story that takes us beyond where we are, that transports us somewhere else, whether we agree or disagree with what they're doing or not doing, but it is something beyond us, a story that some of us follow, some of us don't follow, but there's probably stories of people that you admire or are intrigued by that you follow. You see yourselves reflected in the stories you read. Perhaps not the lifestyle, but the attitudes, how they manage things, what they do. We see the consequences. We go, oh, okay, I don't want to do that. Or we see the benefits they have in their life and we think, I want to build those characteristics or qualities in my own life. We see that other people have problems. Sometimes that's a good thing. When we see somebody else's problem and we realize, I'm not the only one, which is something we're going to talk about today when we're thinking about stories and telling stories. Perhaps we have a feeling of gratitude that we're not experiencing the thing that somebody else is. And we think, oh, okay, I'll take my problems. I don't want their problems. We can't experience everything. Life is too short to experience everything. However, we can live vicariously through the stories of others. We can pick up things, good things that we want to emulate, and see what we want to stay away from by the stories of others. Your story can encourage other people. Think about a tour guide. We're not perhaps doing a lot of traveling these days, but we go to visit places or we do virtual tours of places because of the stories. We want to see and hear about the historical significance. Who lived there? How did they live? What did they do? What is their story? Now, imagine yourself telling a captivating story around the campfire. I don't know if you've had campfire experiences where you think, I have got the best story, and you start telling the story and nobody laughs. It's supposed to be funny. There's not a laugh. People start fidgeting. They start making another s'more. They start having a side conversation. And you think, am I that boring? No, you're not that boring. But we need to be able to tell the story. We don't want to keep being disappointed that our friends and family don't get us. We have a story to tell. How can we tell it? So before you vow never to tell another story, try this. There is a 7-sentence story framework that you can use for anything from bedtime stories for your children to stories around the campfire to you're chatting with colleagues and you have a story to contribute. You can use it there too. You'll never have to wonder, how do I tell a story? You'll know exactly what you need to put in and the order that you can put it in. Now, if storytelling is not the thing that you do best, which if you're still listening to this, I'm guessing that maybe this resonates with you. You're going to want to take that framework, think of a story, jot down some notes, maybe practice it once or twice so you get the feel of it, the flow of it, and it doesn't take long. And then practice it at dinner, see how it lands with your family. Try it out with your friends, people that love you, that want the best for you. And then once you're comfortable, try it out in a place where people don't have to love you, where the stakes might be a little bit higher, and see how it goes. Try this with a couple of stories. Have a couple of stories in your back pocket, so to speak, that when the opportunity comes up, you can tell the story. You feel confident in the order of events, and you're going to make that connection. It's going to land with people. They're going to laugh at the right spot. And you're going to feel like, hey, I'm contributing. People are getting my story. People are understanding me better. It's a good feeling. So you can get this 7-sentence story framework. I will put the link below so that you can download that, print it off. It's a one-page thing, or look at it on the screen and jot notes for yourself. The main thing that you need to overcome is this inertia. Perhaps you've been hurt when you've told a story and it landed flat, so you just stop doing stuff. Stop telling stories. Well, your story is important. It needs to be heard. Download the 7-sentence story framework. Jot down your story, practice it, and see what happens. Like Phillip Pullman said, after nourishment, shelter, and companionship, all important things, stories are the thing we need most. So go ahead, download it, and I'd love to hear your story.